So the New York State Attorney General has just announced a rather lengthy and detailed layout of the lawsuit that she is putting against Donald Trump, former president. Some of this is really inside baseball unless it's your tax dollars in New York. And some people may even accuse it of being political because we're 48 days away from the midterm elections. And both presidents, the current and the past, are certainly being looked at to help candidates out. So we'll see how this plays out. We're certainly going to cover it and we'll bring you highlights as they happen. But the big headline in all of this is the lawsuit by the state of New York today, just announced by Letitia James. Let's move on.
I'm sure you would love to move on and not focus on that. Harris Faulkner, again, Harris Faulkner is not an opinion person on Fox. That's what they say. She is a straight news person. This is not about opinion. This is not about spin or narratives. It's just doing the news. We'll come back with highlights. Wait, she's talking right now. Letitia James is talking right now. You could just go back to it right now. But she cut away to say, it's inside baseball. It's kind of boring, numbers and figures and stuff. Who understands that stuff? Also, the election is really close. I know what you're thinking. Trump's not running. Doesn't matter. People like Trump. So I don't know, for a lot of reasons, this just feels really illegitimate. I'm straight news. Mondale, what do you think?
I think anything a president does is political. They should have covered this. This woman has 5 Emmys for being an outstanding newscaster. What was outstanding about this? You carry company line. This is opinionated. You think it may be inside of baseball, that's your opinion. You think it may be political, that's your opinion. Let's hear what the Attorney General of New York said about a previous president being in the lawsuit. Not just him, all of his grown kids, minus the one with sense. Minus the one with sense. And I think it's ridiculous. Like this is how transparent that Fox is not news. Fox is not news, and we shouldn't even pretend at this point that even in the daytime when there's no so-called opinions going on, Fox is still trying to weigh the scale in a way to benefit Republicans. And I, for the life of me, can't understand that. But for to say it's more money for them, I have no clue. It requires less thinking. So I'm flabbergasted that Faulkner, who say she's real serious news, behaved in this manner like this, and especially when you consider they only gave it 45 seconds and other networks gave it, the full 38 minutes plus talked about it and made it the news of their day. So the lie that she told is that, Fox will continue to cover this story. No, they will not. The night crew will get to it and talk trash about New York, call it liberal, communist, whatever they'll say, but they'll try to discredit this argument just like Donald Trump trying to discredit the Department of Justice argument.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. You're not going to hear about it until the spin begins, and then that's going to be it. And the important, you have to do both on the right, the spin, but also don't give them the facts. That way, they have nothing mentally to go into the spin with to resist it. They just have to accept whatever it is that Hannity or Gutfeld says because they don't know the facts of it. It is a $250 million lawsuit with very specific allegations of fraud. You cannot hear all of that and not be worried. So you can't hear that. We can't have you hearing that. And so we're just gonna move on. She's got 5 Emmys. She might well have earned them. I have no idea. I don't know what they're for. By the way, we're criticizing her. She's still probably among the best people on Fox News because that's not much competition. But yeah, like she's not going to address the specific obvious overvaluations of property, the specific lies about whether a property is rent controlled or not. These are not things of, valuation changes from time to time. This is a deliberate attempt to defraud insurance companies and banks. And that's why they're not gonna actually dive into the facts. They're gonna protect Donald Trump on both the opinion side and the supposed straight news side. Okay, sorry, did you have another thought?
No, I think you're spot on. There's nothing else to add about Trump except for I want to know how many decent or dignified news anchors go to Fox to sell their soul. I remember when I was in young boy in high school, Faulkner used to be on the local news. She was in Greenville. Greenville is the largest city close to Enfield, North Carolina, right where I grew up. So I remember seeing her on TV covering the news in a way that I thought was fair and balanced. Now she's on Fox doing what Fox do. So
yeah, my guess would be that Fox pays better than the local news that she was on. That would be my guess, but I don't know.
I'm gonna go with you, John.
Yeah, and by the way, really fast, one final thing. There can be a happy medium between 40 seconds and 38 minutes. We didn't play the full 38 minutes of it or whatever, because that'd be like half our show. But 40 seconds is obviously too low. That's crazy. And by the way, like, she can have opinions, she can express opinions, but then don't tell me it's straight news. I don't pretend that the damage report is straight news, because that would be ridiculous. Think about how many mocking voices I do. But like, you can't have your objectivity and eat it too. You need to choose a lane.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.